The moment you learn to enjoy being alone, everything changes, because peace begins where loneliness ends. For a long time, being alone feels uncomfortable. It feels quiet, too quiet. And in that silence, you begin to notice things, your thoughts, your emotions, the things you've been avoiding. And at first, it can feel overwhelming. You may feel restless. You may feel uneasy. You may even feel lonely, like something is missing. Like you need someone or something to fill that space. But slowly, something begins to change. The silence doesn't feel as heavy. The stillness doesn't feel as uncomfortable. And you begin to realize that being alone is not the same as being lonely. Being alone is where you meet yourself. And that meeting is important because for most of your life, you've been surrounded by noise. People, expectations, conversations, distractions, constant movement. But when all of that fades away, you are left with yourself, your real thoughts, your real feelings. And for the first time, you begin to listen. You begin to understand what is really happening inside you. Solitude creates awareness. When you are alone, you are not performing. You are not trying to impress anyone. You are not adjusting yourself to fit into someone else's expectations. You are simply being, and in that space, you begin to feel something different, a quiet calm, a steady peace, a feeling that does not depend on anyone else, peace that does not depend on others. At some point, you stop chasing noise, you stop needing distractions, you stop reaching for your phone every moment things get quiet. Instead, you begin to sit with the silence. You begin to accept it, and eventually, you begin to enjoy it. Silence becomes comfortable, and that is when everything shifts, because now, you are no longer afraid of being alone. You are no longer dependent on others for peace. And that changes the way you live your life. It changes the way you choose people. It changes the way you respond to situations. Because now, you have something to protect. Your peace. Not all company brings peace. Some company brings stress. Some company brings confusion. Some company makes you feel more alone than being by yourself. And once you experience real peace, you start to notice these clearly. You start to see who adds to your life and who takes away from it. Clarity comes in solitude. Being alone teaches you that you are enough, not because someone told you, but because you experienced it. You sat with yourself. You faced your thoughts. You allow yourself to feel without distraction, without escape. And in doing that, you became stronger. You became calmer. You became more grounded. You are enough, even in silence. And from that place, you begin to build a different life. A slower life. A more intentional life. A life where you choose people not out of loneliness, but out of alignment. You no longer chase attention. You no longer settle for less. You no longer tolerate chaos. Because you know what peace feels like. And once you know it, you don't want to lose it. Protect your peace at all costs. There is a quiet strength in people who are comfortable being alone. They are not desperate. They are not easily influenced. They do not beg. They do not chase. They do not settle. Because they understand something. Being alone is not emptiness. It is freedom. It is clarity. It is peace. Alone does not mean empty. So if you find yourself alone right now, do not rush to escape it. Do not rush to fill the silence. Do not rush back into noise. Sit with it. Understand it. Learn from it. Because within that silence is everything you've been looking for. Clarity, strength, peace, and most importantly, yourself. Embrace solitude, and you will find peace. And once you find that peace, you will never tolerate less again. There is something else that happens when you learn to be alone. You begin to slow down, not just physically, but mentally. Your thoughts become quieter, your reactions become softer, and the things that once disturbed you no longer have the same power over you. You become calmer without trying. You stop reacting to everything. You stop needing to respond immediately. You stop feeling the need to explain yourself. And in that space, you begin to feel in control. Not control over others, but control over yourself, your emotions, your energy, your peace. Self-control is true power. Being alone teaches you patience, because there is no rush, no pressure, no expectations, just time and space. And in that space, you begin to heal. You begin to release. You begin to let go of things you didn't even realize you were holding on to. Old thoughts, old pain, old attachments. Healing happens in silence, and slowly, you begin to feel lighter, clearer, more at peace. And you realize something important. You were never missing anything. You were just disconnected from yourself. You were always enough. My dear, if this message touched your heart today, please give this video a like. It helps more souls find their way here. And if you haven't already, subscribe and join our circle of wisdom. Share this with someone you care about, someone who might need a gentle reminder that they are not alone. Until next time, take a deep breath, honor yourself, and carry this calm with you.